some cheddar cheese. Again, some people put the cheddar on top of the pie, but I don't see what it does. And the cheddar inside the pie is delicious. The final part, mashed potato. You know, if you've got a little bit more or a little bit less, who cares? Any excuse to taste things. Now, we put it in the oven for approximately 15 minutes. Very high, top shelf. And if it burns, don't blame me. What I love about a fish pie, it's got a bit of everything in it. You've got everything within that one pie, which represents every corner of Britain. So there's our fish pie. It's been in the oven for about 15 minutes. This is the moment. So now what we're going to do is just... Oh, this is nerve-wracking. And there we are. And nice little shrimp. Really good.
Marco now has his 3 main course dishes: fish pie, rabbit stock pot, and honey roast pork. He'll unveil them to a group of diners at his pub so they can taste them and give him their opinions. But before he leaves the coast, there's one British culinary tradition that Marco doesn't want to miss out on.
Before my mother died, I went to Italy every year for my holidays, back home to my mother's parents. But once Mum had died, it was seaside time. Scarborough, Whitby, Bridlington. Every time I go to the seaside, I always have fish and chips, because I love the romance of it all. Hi, ladies.
Hiya.
I would like a big plate of chips for a starter with lots of slices of white bread and butter. Malt vinegar on the side and salt. I'd like a piece of haddock. I'd like a piece of cod. Can I have some mushy peas on the side, please? Is that okay? You're very kind. Thank you, girls. I'll kiss you all before I go. Trust me.
Oh, bless.
I love fish and chips. It was the only way I would eat fish as a child. It was haddock, not cod. Cooked in dripping. I love a chip butty. There's nothing nicer than a chip butty with lots of malt vinegar and salt, in sliced white with lots of butter. These are childhood memories, and as we get older, we start to become nostalgic. All the things I love to eat, and my whole palate is born out of my childhood.
Marco's main courses are all linked to his past, so what better way to finish this leg of his journey than with a trip to Yorkshire, where he grew up.
Am I a Yorkshireman now? I think I'm more southernised, but my heart's in Yorkshire. I was born into humble beginnings. I was very fortunate that I had an Italian mother. So, you know, the first 6 years of my life before my mother died, I ate Italian food. And to be brought up with 2 cultures, I didn't think, you know, God, how lucky am I? It's been brought up in Leeds, called Marco Pierre in the 60s, was quite embarrassing. But would I change my name now? No, I wouldn't.
With a group of diners due to taste his dishes and nervous about cooking British rather than French cuisine, Marco plans to sweeten them up using a unique local ingredient.
Today I'm here to come to one of the great rhubarb farms. And Yorkshire's always been famous for its rhubarb. And when I was younger, every garden where I lived had a rhubarb patch in the back.
Janet Oldroyd Hume is one of only a handful of producers who force their rhubarb to grow out of season in darkened sheds.
How are you, beautiful girl?
Hello, Marco.
I've heard you're the queen of rhubarb.
I'm so pleased to meet you.
Amazing.
Let's step into this secret world.
And so this is a rhubarb shed.
By keeping the sheds warm and pitch black, the rhubarb roots are tricked into reaching full size within weeks.
You should have a crucifix at the end and a confession box.
Do you think it feels religious then?
I think it feels very religious.
The resulting stalks taste much sweeter than normal.
It is magical. It really is.
So peaceful.
Marco's plan is to serve the rhubarb as a bonus starter dish, with scallops.
It's like a stick of rock, doesn't it? Looks like it's made out of sugar.
You'll get beautiful chunks with that.
Oh, I love a chunk. Oh, you're so naughty, you know that. You should be spanked with rhubarb sticks. Rhubarb is a great British ingredient, and lots of people only use it for puddings. Rhubarb is quite versatile, and it can be used in savouries. I serve scallops with rhubarb. They work fantastically well together. People think, oh, that's a bit strange. But it works. It's always a pleasure to come back to Yorkshire. I can't help but be emotional. How are you, love? Are you well?
Good.
Only Yorkshire could do tandoried sardines at 10.50 and get away with them. Jerked lamb cutlets. This landlord's obviously travelled the world. Cheers. So what a lot of people don't realise, and not until so long ago I was quite naive, there's masses of great British produce. I mean, like today we've just been over the road to the rhubarb sheds. Fantastic. And there's a lot of people out there who are passionate about what they grow or rear. And they're not given the applause that they deserve, in my opinion.
Coming up, it's decision day for Marco, as he unveils his 3 British mains to a select group of diners.
So full of flavour. Absolutely delicious.
But not everyone's feeling patriotic.
A long way to come for a disappointing meal.
This is what I think of you and your comments.
It's decision day for Marco. He has 3 all-British main courses, and the time has come to test them out on the public.
I'm putting myself out there to fight for what I believe in. I believe in Britain.
Having spent his career cooking French cuisine, he's cooking all British dishes for the first time and has asked a pub full of diners to pass judgment on them.
Had I gone on this journey 10 years ago, would I have allowed people to have a say? The answer is no.
They'll also be asked to choose their favourite.
That he's very excited about it because he is very passionate about what he's doing.
The diners are now starting to arrive.
Hey, pleased to meet you.
Hey, Max Arthur, nice to meet you.
But things haven't started well in the kitchen. Someone's ordered French rabbits. And the ingredients for his bonus starter dish haven't arrived.
We've got a little problem. We've got no watercress yet.
So, do you want me to go slowly?
You can do what you want.
Marco won't serve his mains until his scallop starters are perfect. So it's down to Nick to keep the diners on side.
Has the watercress arrived yet? Has the watercress arrived yet? Excuse me, Neil, this is more important. I had this conversation over an hour ago. Nothing has happened in an hour. Why? Our fault. Look, they're not paying. They can wait, can't they?
Many of today's diners are faces from Marco's past, including some of the chefs he's influenced.
He didn't accept second best. Everything had to be perfect. He was always a perfectionist.
To see a guy of his nature cook, you know, it was an excellent experience. He's an absolute legend in this trade, you know.
After meeting Marco, I kind of relearned everything. He was so influential. He was totally passionate.
So it's coming now, yeah? Wasn't hard, was it? It's a phone call.
Other diners include butchers, food historians, and Marco's guest of honour, his godmother, Gilda.
How long? You got to communicate with me. How long?
Minute and a half.
With the ingredients finally ready, Marco can now get his starters out.
Your scallop's perfect, but your rhubarb's not perfect. You should always check things. Don't take things for granted. I'll close an eye this time.
Okay.
Nicholas Menier.